You're on mute.
I am on mute. There we go. Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Market Prep. I hope you're having an amazing morning and hope you had an incredible day yesterday. Good morning, Peter. How are you doing today?
Carlos, I am doing good, thank you. I managed to get in before the rain started, so stayed dry this morning.
Good. Good to hear that. We got some rain. Actually cleared up pretty nice now, but early this morning it was really pouring down here. All right, pouring down like this market
We
is.
matched again. Look at us.
Are you wearing?
Matching
Oh,
our
yes,
colors.
you are wearing red, and you have the black. You have the black too, man. We're on it. We're definitely
Look
on it.
at
Got the
that.
little black going on. Yeah.
Look at us. I played tennis this morning, and then I thought, I knew you were going to ask me what I did this morning, so I put on a
Yes,
soccer jersey. I figure that counts as a second sport.
I
Which
agree
is
100%.
I-
Well
I've
done.
watched people go to European football games or an NFL game or the hockey. Just putting on
Mhm.
the jersey means you played, doesn't it?
Yeah,
Counts
putting
as
the
a
jerseys
sport.
make it part of the whole entire environment, the atmosphere, and yeah, got the whole
And
vibe going.
lifting a
So
beer, although I don't
exactly.
drink beer, but
Yes, you're not a beer man, that's for sure.
no.
Um, but yeah, friends, hopefully you guys had a great day yesterday. I know the markets did not, as you can see here on this daily I have up in front of you. Do we have any data come out at 8 o'clock? I haven't looked at any
No,
calendars this morning, but
we
at
got no
8,
data coming out at
no?
all.
Okay. Something happened at 8 where you had this spike, this huge spike up and up down. Again, could just be orders being transacted overnight. Man, this
Tinfoil
market,
line.
yeah, 10-4 line, this market continues to just drop here, continues to drop. So our gap down and up list this morning, if we take a quick look, as you can see here, not much gapping up, just HE, which is actually, let me fix this. The ticker that has been really active over the last couple of days doesn't trade very well. Got to be very careful. But this is up 15% this morning. So interesting there. And then a ton in our gap down list, obviously, with things being rather weak this morning. But before we hop into that list, Peter, any economic data or anything coming out for today?
No.
There we go. Tinfoil line, our buddy Thor. First time I heard that terminology was from Thor. I do recall
Yeah.
that. So there we go.
Yeah. It really just it tends to be 8 o'clock. You get this small body wide wick candle that, and that's what we're seeing this morning. See, look at that. Sets a range. Sometimes sets a range for the day. So we'll see if it means anything today. You never know.
Yeah.
But anyways, no economic data today. So actually, a pretty boring day. We have on that front, a number of commodity prices come out. I think we got some crude oil futures. We got commodity prices in gold and silver, but nothing that directly affects equities. So it's going to be pretty quiet. We had some numbers in Canada, but they're not largely impactful. So I think we're going to have to see what's on the gappers list. One thing I should mention, I keep talking about China, but it is so fascinating to me what's going on there. It just the hits keep coming. I was listening. The EVs sector is one that has been driving the Chinese economy for a little while. But there's more news coming out about how they're expecting struggles going forward. And let me share. I'll share another picture here with you. There we go. It's just as you read deeper into what's going on in China, it's just crazy. So apparently, the reason why they've got over 100 EV companies that are manufacturing and making these, and one of the ways that they started to get public acceptance was that they had a lot of government subsidies for rideshare companies as long as you were an electric-based rideshare. But then they thought when the industry was somewhat sustainable, they cut a lot of those subsidies, and then a lot of these companies just collapsed. So there are these graveyards of thousands, tens of thousands of electric vehicles just sitting there, either because they're trapped in lawsuits with the bankruptcy of the rideshare, because they couldn't survive once they lost the government subsidies. So, the expectation is that's, the sales, of course, of the actual EVs are going to go down once you don't have these companies buying them, and that they're expecting to see some diminishing profits on a lot of the companies. We only follow a few, right? But we got to keep a sharp eye on XPEV and Neo. We'll be talking about XPEV a little bit later too, LI, and then all the others that are out there. So, anyways, it's amazing when you go out and find all these stories and pictures of just acres and acres of these cars just sitting
Wow.
there, just rotting, and and then some random lots out in China. It's fascinating. So, anyways,
Insane.
I'm going to be watching some Chinese stocks just to see what happens because they continue to move, and we're getting some volume in them. But yeah, we'll see where the gappers take us this morning.
Yeah, absolutely. We'll start here with our gap up, which is only one for right now. And that's going to be HE capping up this morning. And again, this thing has been dropping like crazy. And this morning, for some reason, they're gapping up 15.7 with 3.2 million shares traded. So they got some action. It's been in play. This is the electric company or power supply down there in Hawaii where they had the issues. Any good news, Peter, came out of it? They're confirming it wasn't them? What's going on? What's popping up this
Not at
morning?
all. I mean, I haven't seen any good news at all. I think this is just a bounce after the severe downturn. You got to expect that there's going to be a little bit of a bounce. It doesn't go
Yeah.
straight down. I mean, it looks big on a percentage, 16%, but you have to keep in mind how far it's fallen, right? It's a third of the price it was. So moving up 15, 16% is really not that significant. And you can see that on the daily chart. I mean, we're barely back to the level we're still below the level at which it closed just 2 days ago. So
Yeah. Yeah.
I think this is just going to be continued, sort of waggles. Expect this to trade like a low float, right? It's going to be tough. I
Hmm.
think yesterday it halted several times. It's going to continue to trade very awkward. So, yeah, I don't know. I still have not taken a trade on it. I've been watching it, but haven't traded.
Yeah. Yeah. So it's in play today, guys. Obviously, again, got some movement here. I'll put it here as a secondary. We'll see what comes out of that. Again, be very careful though, and also
It's
um, be aware of news as well, because you never know what can happen
Yeah, and
there.
it's amazing that it's the only thing in the gap up list. That's speaks more to the overall
Yeah.
state of the market, doesn't it?
Yeah, it really does. Gapping down, guys, we have a ton, almost similar to that pile of cars that Peter was showing here. Let's start with VIPS. VIPS this morning. Let's see what we got going on here. They are down right now, 7.5. Not a whole lot of volume, only 130. Pre-market action, I mean, it's not really giving you anything here. Besides the gap down, there's just not much going on. Their daily
Yeah.
volume seems to be very weak as well. So I think today we'll find something better to trade. So I'm not gonna add it to my list. I'll hold off and look for something slightly better.
Yeah, the gap down list looks impressive because there's so many things on it, but you notice that like even the top thing on the list is only gapping down 7%. So yeah, it's not that big of a day with much happening. VIPS did have earnings. They had mixed results. They missed on their revenue, but beat bottom line. Apparently not good enough for the market, and they're being taken down on low volume.
All right, so I'm gonna skip on that one. Let's look at XPEF now. XPEF here, they are down quite a bit this morning. If we look, down 7%, great volume, 1.1 million shares traded. So I do like XPEF today. We do have shares for sure. I mean, this is one that is taking a bit of a hit. I'm sure there's other Chinese tickers here, but this is one that hopefully today, man, it can trade well, right? So we saw decent trading yesterday, much better than what we see in the past. It's been very, very choppy. But yesterday it sold off from the top of the range all the way to the bottom of the range that they've been holding for the last couple of days. So that was very, very clean trading. You can see here right out of the gates, beautiful drop, held off a little bit, insane pop, but then right back down again towards the second half of the day. So I like the way that trade actually looked very, very good yesterday. I like that one for today. Peter, besides anything you already mentioned on XBEV and the overall Chinese economy, anything else on this one?
Well, yeah, they had earnings this morning, which is why they're at the top of the list here, and they missed on pretty much every number you could measure. So, not a good
Yeah.
day for XPEV. I'm surprised they're only down as little as they are because it really was not a good quarter for them. They say that they're seeing a surge in orders for the next coming quarter, but they haven't changed their forecast which is usually not a good sign. It sounds like more bluster than actual fact. So we'll see what happens with them. But yeah, their delivered numbers were not good.
Yeah, so we'll put them on there again, guys. Looking good as far as pre-market action. I love the volume this morning on it as well. So that is XBEV. Then we have CLSK is kind of moved up here above XBEV and VIPS, which you looked at already. CLSK clean spark. Something clean about this chart though. I don't like anything here, Peter. Unless you tell me something otherwise, I'm going to skip on this one.
No, I don't like anything about it.
Yeah, there you go. Let's take a look at Mara. So Mara here continues to drop, and obviously Bitcoin, cryptocurrency, is taking a huge drop yesterday. Not a huge drop, just the overall marks. A lot of weakness. There's no buying
Well,
the dip right now.
It,
No
it,
buying the
it was
dip.
pretty big. They went from about 28,600 to 26,300 where it's sitting this morning. So, it's a 2,000, little over $2,000 drop on the price of Bitcoin. And that's just taking any related stocks, right? Mara, Riot, and some of the others, they're going to be dropping along with it.
Yeah, yeah. So Mara again tough right now. 626,000 shares traded. We're down 6.6 on this one. Um, it's okay. I just Mara is one of these stocks where it's a hit or miss. Even with this drop you're getting in Bitcoin, it might still not trade well. So I don't know. Let's put it on here. Let's see what happens. We'll come back to that one. And as you mentioned, is a Riot is on here? Yeah, you got Riot and what's the other one? Is Riot and
Coin.
Coin. Yeah, Coin actually is the one that
I
tends
mean,
to
Coin
trade.
has a
Uh-huh.
broader interest than just
Yeah,
Bitcoin, but I mean, they,
right.
they get affected.
Yeah, they get affected by it, but they tend to trade much better at times. Not lately though. Look at this volume; it's just been completely dead. They've been grinding lower here, but it's
Yeah.
just the volumes hasn't been great as we see in the past. When they get great volume, you could see how nice this daily is. Look how beautiful those trades are there. Um, we'll have to see how things continue. So I like Coin as well as a possible. We'll put that on there also. All right, now here we start hitting all the EV
E-
vehicles. I have
yeah.
go ahead.
We got EL up above that,
Oh,
Estee
I
Lauder,
missed that. Okay, what's EO?
right under
Um,
Mara.
oh, yep, I see it. Yep.
They had earnings. They actually had a good quarter, but they lowered their forward-looking guidance. We've been talking China, and so are they. As a luxury brand, they do rely a lot on so that Chinese tourist segment and the luxury segment, and they've stated issues out of Asia that they think it's going to be a drag on their business going forward. So that lowered guidance is what's got them moving down today.
Yeah, nice drop here. 6% right now, 168,000 shares traded. I don't like the way this daily looks at all. So be very careful on this one. Volume seems very light. Again, today could be the difference if they can actually get some volume. But for me, yeah, not on my list for now at least. Now EVs, we have Lee, we have Neo, we have I thought I saw XPET we looked at as well. So there's tons of EVs on here. We have a Rivian. I mean, they're all on here. There's a bunch. So let's take a look at Neo. See what we got going on there. Neo this morning again down 5%. 2 million shares traded now. So you got some good volume. Traded decent yesterday as well. Nice drop there with many of the other EVs. So I think Neo could be a good one. I'm gonna add it on here as a under XBEV, and then we can move one of these as a possible if one looks better than the other, just so we're not heavy on EVs. And of course, we got to look at Tesla, right? This is just continues to go lower and lower. Now down 2.3 with 2.3 million shares traded. So, Peter, the EV is just taking an overall hit. China, obviously, with their issues you just mentioned, but Tesla also not having fun as we continue to drop here with the overall market.
Yeah, and there's no specific news on Tesla today. I mean, they were early this week. We talked about their price cuts. There were upwards of about 6.9% on their cars in China. But yeah, I think just on the lack of any other good news coming out, they're, like you said, continuing just to leak off.
Yeah. So I like that there, guys. Again, just clean trading out of Tesla here. So good stuff there. And then we have other Chinese tickers, and we have Billy, we have JD. there's a bunch on here. We have Baba, which is one of my favorites. Let's look at JD Baba and see what's going on there. So JD has actually been very active. They've been getting decent volume, and they've actually been trading okay, not great. But there is some opportunities there if you want to watch that one. Down 4.7 this morning, 339,000 shares trade. I'll put it on a secondary. I am also going to look at Baba and see what's going on here. Just like we expected yesterday, the pop and the sell off here. So you can see there, it took a while to get going, but you definitely got a nice sell off there. And then it just went sideways for a while into later parts of the day. So today we're gapping down pretty nice here, down 3.4, decent volume. But the pre-market action looks cleaner than yesterday. So I do like that there. I know my list is all China right now, but yeah, I like Baba. I'm gonna add that to the list as well. A lot of weakness as we're moving forward here. And then there's some other ones on there that you could look at depending on what you like. You got Billy, you got Ion Q. There's a bunch. PDD. There's just pick your favorite out of all of them that they're all on here this morning. Um, all right. So I think I'm going to stop here, Peter. We got a bunch in this list, but I want to give an opportunity for you to give me what you have on your list for the members of the community, YouTube as well, to throw some stuff at us. What do you have on your list this morning?
Yeah, it's hard. It's hard to find good news out there. Let me try. Applied Materials had earnings after the close yesterday.
Is that?
AMAT.
Yeah. Okay. AM
Uh, they
AMAT.
they they're,
Yes.
they're actually just gapping up marginally this morning. They beat their numbers and increased their guidance, so they see some good news going forward. So there's one little spark of light, anyways. Ross Stores, ROST, no volume this morning on them, but same story. They beat their numbers and increased guidance. Retail, we've been talking retail the last little while, so that's a retail play. And then, then we start to get into the bad news again. So DE, actually, Deere. This is a Deere. So usually you can sometimes look at the farming equipment companies, Deere and Caterpillar, but Deere's probably leads them in the U.S. But they had good numbers, so they had earnings. They beat their numbers and raised their guidance for the next quarter. They say they see strong sales in the farming sector and increased health in the farming segment. Apparently, that's not good enough for the market, and they're being brought down. Not sure why, to be honest, but because overall the numbers look good. Last one I'll mention is Keys, Keys. No volume this morning, but they also had earnings, beat their estimates, but lowered the guidance. So obviously, that lowered guidance is what's carrying the day, and they're down quite a bit despite not having any volume. So that's really all I've got. On a day like today, I tend to like to follow my good old standby stocks, right? The same ones we always talk about, and just see what the market brings me. We'll watch the scanners and see what happens. It's not a bad day for trading, or it might not be, but we'll see. It is a Friday in the middle of August, so you can expect lowered volumes probably, and you're gonna have to be careful on picking your trades. With distinction. Don't settle for low class trades, especially on a day like today.
Yeah, I cannot agree more with that, man. Let's see what you guys like this morning over in chat. What you guys have on deck and what is spiking your interest right now. So let's take a look here. Looking in our chat, I don't see much tickers this morning. Here it is, Francisco, Apple, Microsoft. Let's take a look at what's going on there. Apple is part of our usual suspects list. So yeah, I think again, I think the market is driving things right now, right? If you look at the SPY, a lot of our usual suspects are going to do exactly just this. And this market is just giving everything since July, right back in the last couple of days, right? So things is looking very weak out there, very bearish at the moment. And all our usual suspects, that is exactly what they're doing. So I'll be looking at the spot. I'm definitely not going to go against this guy today. Regardless of what the news is on any of these tickers, this drop here is really driving things. And be careful and cautious buying the dip, guys. I mean, it's just you buy the dip and it keeps dipping, right? So it's a lot of weakness out there. But Apple's a great stock that follows the overall market, especially now. Look, they try to hold this level here as long as they could. They held it for a very, very long time. Yesterday we lost that, and now it just seems to be a waterfall at the moment. So down almost 1%. Great volume, 850,000. I actually do like the way Apple is moving this morning. Microsoft had a beautiful drop. I mean, they started dropping when they after earnings, right after earnings, and they didn't crush it. And Amazon and everybody else did. They started their drop there, and they have not stopped. They continue to leak here, down 1.2, 205. Did I hear something? Was that you, Peter?
No, I was just going to say their earnings weren't actually bad. They just didn't look as good as Amazon, which I think came
Yeah.
out in the
Well,
same
yeah,
day. And yeah,
yeah.
everybody decided to punish them. So yeah, you're right. It's been on a slide here. Look how it sort of spiked up and then it just did that about face, and it's been going
Yeah,
down for a month.
it's
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 crazy.
wild, wild, wild.
But
So not looking good there on Microsoft. You know, you could pick this one if you want. I like Apple has a little more volume. I think it's going to be more. It's going to move better with the market. I think as other tickers like Nvidia, like AMD, I think they're going to do well. These guys have been holding though. If you look at Nvidia and you look at the overall market, it hasn't been dropping like the overall market has been. If you look at the SPY, you know, we got a nicer drop there. And Nvidia's been trying to hold here. Had a big day a couple of days ago, but eventually if the market keeps pulling this down, it's like gravity. These guys have no choice but to drop. I do like Nvidia there, 931,000 right now, down on 1.6. That's another one of my favorites when it comes to the market moving the way it is right now. Let's look at a CCL from Manual PDL. Let's take a look here. CCL, you will have to wait for the market open. Obviously, following the overall market, but the volume right now seems very light to me, right? And it looks like they're not getting the nice big, wide body candles here like we're seeing and like we saw earlier in June and July, right? This is only 50 cents, right? So the moves are very very small here compared to what they can do. Although they're dropping, they're doing it on very light volume, and that could be the reason for it. So I'm not a big fan of that one just now because of the way it is, right? So I'll skip on down for now. Amazon's another one that's gonna again also do its thing here. We're down 1.6. Volume is great on Amazon though, 1.2 million. That is nice. That is very very nice. So yeah, I like Amazon. Let's put Amazon
it's
on the
crazy,
list.
man.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah,
looking
it's
across. I've got three different screens of scanners going on
hmm
here, and
yeah,
everything is red. It's crazy. The only things that are green on the entire list are HE that we already talked about, and of all things, AMC. But
uh AMC is green. I don't see that yet.
yeah,
AMC is green.
yeah. Anyways, well, they
Yeah,
had that big drop when they were trying to roll the ape shares into the AMC share pool, right? Which is
yeah,
something that they said they weren't going to do. And yeah, I mean, they just interesting. They've actually been up now. What, 3 days in a row, 4 days in a row?
yeah, I see
But I
that.
mean, it's
Yeah.
because they dropped. They dropped like 50% of their value
This
when they
garbage,
made that announcement. So
it's just straight,
it's
straight garbage. This thing.
oh yeah,
I gotta automate this. When I bring up AMC, I want this garbage can to just come up immediately.
just to
Like
automatically
the
come
minute I
up.
type AMC and enter, just boom, just trigger the garbage can. Um, Another one that's gapping up on my list here is MPW, which I believe is also garbage. Yeah, this is also garbage. This is two garbage stocks. Only things that are up. Three, HE as well, MPW, and also AMC. Um, so again, be careful with those guys. I think there's going to be better opportunities elsewhere. So careful what you're watching. All right.
There
So I,
better
I
be.
mean, this list from XPEV, Neo, Baba, Apple, Nvidia, and Amazon. We got a couple of more minutes. What else you guys like this morning? Did I skip anyone by mistake? PayPal. I did see PayPal on our gap down list. It's just so many on there. We just don't have time to go through all of them. Um, let's see PayPal this morning. Yeah, again, just kind of overall market here dropping down 2.2. On days like this, I personally like the stocks that have a lot more volume, right? Like the Nvidia, like the Amazon, like the Apple. I think you just got to look at the SPY and just look at these stocks and see what the direction is, right? So, and find obviously a strategy within that. So I prefer these over PayPal. I think PayPal will move today. I think they'll get some volume. I just think it's not gonna be on top of my list this morning, right? Um, XLE, that is an ETF, right? XLE. This is for what ETF is this? What does it represent? Energy? Did I get energy? Yes. All right, I got one right. All right, here we go. Energy. Pretty flat right now. I mean, I don't know. I know they were in play a few days ago. You had some big moves. Right now, not doing a whole lot. So we got to wait for the market open to see how that is going to play out. Question here, Carlos Peter. What do you think happened with Neo at 11:05 a.m. yesterday? Let's take a look. We got some time. Let's take a look at Neo 11:05 yesterday. Oh, I didn't see this. What we got going on here? Yeah, I'm not sure. Huge pop. 9 million shares dropped here, so you got a nice pop to 1240, and then right back down. Yeah, I'm not sure, man. Not sure. Hockey error.
I mean, it could be anything. You could see
Yeah,
it is accompanied by a large volume spike, so it could be someone that was just taking a larger position, and they sort of they bought up the chain, right? So they were just buying up everything that was available on the ask side, and it caused that temporary pop that wasn't sustainable,
yeah,
or something else. But yeah, it doesn't. Those things happen occasionally. Um,
yeah,
so you just
yeah.
sort of have to discount them. Fat finger trade. Yeah, somebody screwed up.
Right, right. We wouldn't.
Yeah,
It's hard to tell exactly, what the cost of that is, but yeah, came back
right.
to trading to its normal range there. Um,
You'd know
uh,
more, by the way, if you were watching it at the time, because then you could see if it was buying up the chain. Like those shares. Look at that volume candle. It's even bigger than the open. So did all of those shares trade right at the peak of the candle? Was it one large order at 1240, or did it buy all the way up? That would tell you sort of a little bit more of what's going on. But either way, obviously, it wasn't something that was sustained, and yeah, again, you largely have to sort of ignore it and move on. There's not much you can do.
oh man, a fool and his money are soon to party after they visit AMC. Yeah, I mean, I went to AMC not so long ago, to watch, what was it, Mermaid, I think it was,
Uh,
and
the Little
yeah,
Mermaid.
yeah, Little Mermaid with
Yeah,
my daughter. Actually, a good movie, but man, movie theater was completely empty. The popcorn was
really.
cold. So I'm like, what is going on here? And we didn't get sodas, but it's just, it's crazy how expensive things are. So
Yeah,
yeah.
no kidding.
All right, let's see here. What else, guys? What else we got going on? Let's take a look. PLTR. Let's take a look at that one. Also on our gap down list this morning. PLTR. We are down at 3.3 right now, 1.8 million shares traded. This is a
What?
hit or miss, man. What's up?
Oh, Joe, the Joe. What's his name? The Joe bot.
Yeah,
He's posted a hurricane path. There's a hurricane coming up the west coast of the U.S. That's odd. It
that's not
doesn't usually.
possible. That's possible. Can that
I
happen? West Coast?
guess I don't know. It's usually not. It's usually in the Gulf,
Yeah,
not on the other
Gulf
side there. I've
East.
never seen one go up through Nevada like that. But maybe it happens more often than I know. Weird.
Mm, that's interesting. Is that for this? That's for like this year? Is that a what is this?
Yeah, yeah.
Oh,
Apparently it's
okay.
right now. It's current.
Wow. That's
Expected
a
to
first.
make landfall by the end of the weekend and make its way up California coast up through Nevada, according
First
to this
time
map.
since about 1937. That is wild.
Wow.
Really? All right, man. That's insane.
Mhm.
Um, yeah, see, Sam also mentioned the same thing. First time since 1930, 39,
Okay.
37.
So it's not just
Careful.
me.
No,
That
no,
Raph
it's
might remember that one, but I don't. So uh,
Raph, don't, oh man, get him back, Raph. All right, let's see what we got here. So POTR for me, guys, this one is a hit or miss. I mean, it traded amazing yesterday, but it's got its days where it's just horrible. You guys know that. Um, I don't know if it can do what it did yesterday. I mean, this is completely clean, beautiful drop there. We do have plenty of shares for shorts. It looks like we've attacked the brokers. Volume is great. Yeah, you know what? Let's give it a shot. Hopefully, it doesn't let us down today. I can take out XPEP or Neo out of this list to make it much tighter. But yeah, there we have it, guys. We got a decent list today. And again, I think the biggest thing all is to be looking at what the overall market is doing, the SPY, the Qs. That is what's driving things right now this morning. So with that, let's go over to community events and announcements and what's coming up this week, and then we can come back and fine tune this list.
Well, it's Friday, and it seems we ain't got nothing going on but the weather here. Yeah, it's a quiet day in the markets. Hopefully, the opening bell will bring some excitement. If you want excitement, though, then maybe you could join the boot camp. Although not this group because it is sold out in record time. We do have a wait list, so we don't expect anyone else is going to get in over and above those who are on the wait list, and some of those individuals may be disappointed, but we have opened up advanced registration for the January 2024 boot camp. If you want to take a look at that, you're more than welcome to. And we'd love to be able to invite you into the camp at that point. So it's a great session. It really is pretty intensive. So be prepared, right? There's a lot of work, a lot of classes, a lot of information we throw at you. So everybody says there's a lot of value, but it's not for the faint of heart. So that's boot camp. Here in the chat room, the only thing we've got going on special today is it is Friday, which means that the options conversation will be happening in the main chat room at 12 o'clock with Jared and Megan. So stay tuned right here in the main chat room, and they will be on at noon. Last night we had all our mentorship as Carlos is showing you right here. And then next week, we got a full slate of classes going. What time is the current boot camp starts? It'll start early September. I don't offhand know the exact day. Probably first week of September. So you check the website. It should have all those days. I can look it up while we're talking here. But anyways, anyway, in the Bear Bulls trading room, we have a whole slate of activity next week, starting on Monday with the onboarding class. So if you're just joining, or if you want a refresher on what you can get out of Bear Bull traders, and just some general insight on trading and trading strategy, then join that onboarding class, and Mike and Megan will give you a hand through that. On Tuesdays, we always have our strategy and trade book session. And this coming Tuesday, we have guests with us, Bellevue Rush. They're going to talk taxes and how you can manage taxes on your trading, hopefully in a nice winning position. And you can take advantage of that and want to know how to manage all the buckets of money that you're making. So you can listen to Bellevue Rush, see if there's maybe opportunities, some ideas you can take advantage of through that. That's at 8 o'clock in the webinar room. And then the week after, oh my goodness, I am with you talking about how to trade the right share size for you. In fact, we were talking about that here in the chat room just this morning, indirectly, but we'll go through different methods you can use to determine what share size you might want to take, and how you can manage those, the advantages and disadvantages of each. So that'll be in 2 weeks on August the 29th. Wednesdays are always psychology, and this coming Wednesday is no different. This coming Wednesday, we have Randy Howell with us, and Randy's going to be addressing what holds you back from your trading success. And he'll give you some thoughts that you can ponder, and some suggestions on how you can overcome whatever barriers are in your way. Once again, 8 o'clock this time on Wednesday, August the 23rd. The week after, Mike will be hosting a session on embracing missed opportunities and how to manage what we call ROMO, the regret of missing out. Then we're back to Thursday with our mentorship sessions. Again, 3 as always, John, Jared and Megan, and then Thor at 11, 2, and 8 o'clock, respectively. So those are our mentorship sessions coming up next Thursday, like we had yesterday. All right, so that's the week lineup for next week. We're going to set some slightly depressing levels here as the market continues to just be red, and see what we can do. Oh yeah, I should mention our membership options. Don't forget, if you did want to join and maybe get ready for that onboarding class that I was talking about, then you can join the intro offer. Use the code premarket24 to get a $24 discounted rate off the web-based $39 price. Enter that into the promo code section, and you can get that discounted price. If you then want to join on a monthly basis, you can use the basic or elite monthly packages, or the elite annual, which is always the best deal. And hopefully we will see you in the chat room sometime soon. By the way, on YouTube, if you're listening in, I know we have a lot of people that do it on a regular basis. Give us a thumbs up. We greatly appreciate that. Make sure you subscribe to the BBT community channel, or we have our regular channel where we post updates, and Andrew usually does his daily update in there. The good, the bad, and the ugly. He's always openly sharing what he's doing and how his day went. So they're good sources of trading information. Hopefully, you'll give us a good old thumbs up and subscribe, and that helps us out a lot. All right, Carlos. Now I can hand it back to you.
All right. Thank you, Peter. I appreciate that. All right, friends, let's get to it. We are looking at the overall market here, again, continuing to drop, and everything on my screen is red this morning. Um, Andy has a question. Andy, can you trust a man that uses Microsoft Edge? Listen, Microsoft Edge, by the way, is incredible. If you haven't used it on a PC, I recommend you try it. It is extremely fast, better than Chrome, better than anything else out there. I mean, it's made by the people that make the hardware. So it's like running Safari on Mac. It runs incredible, very smooth. So I have a Chrome account. I have it installed, but I prefer to use Edge on everything I can as much as possible. It is so fast, right? Um, but you got to try it. Some people are just too used to Chrome, and Chrome runs heavy on your machine. And when I'm running all kinds of stuff, where I'm streaming a broadcast to YouTube, to the chat room, a platform, camera, all this stuff, you got to be running the best of the best. No, you don't have to search Bing. You can still use Edge and search on Google. They can still do that. But yeah, it's really good. Uh, Okay, let's get to it, friends. Let's look at XPEV. Let's do XPEV. We have Neo, we have Baba, Apple, Nvidia, Amazon, and PLTR. One, two, three, four, five, six, seven. Way too many. All right, between Neo and XPEV, what are we gonna keep here? I think I don't know. Man, Neo looks more interesting. I believe, yeah. Let's go with Neo. I'm gonna put XPEV as a very, very close top possible. They had earnings last night. But some reason I don't know. I like Neo a little bit better this morning. Let's see if that works out for us. But again, XPEV is right there. Baba is good. Apple is good, and Nvidia, Amazon, and this and Apple, Nvidia, and Amazon could be replaced by any of your usual suspects that you like, right? Whatever a stock that gets volume that is moving with the market can be replaced by that. So that's kind of like the play today. What is the market going to do? And then PLTR. PLTR had an amazing day yesterday, but look what it does. We've seen this before out of PLTR. Amazing day here, goes flat for a while. Amazing day here, goes flat for a while. So let's see if it's not going to go flat for a while, and if we can get a good day like we did, yesterday and a few days before. Let's hope today they can change this pattern here. Levels. Let's get to them. Neo, we'll start there. We are looking at Peter. Peter's all red. That's exactly what it is. Everything is in the red.
Just
Yeah,
sorry
yeah.
about that. Was sharing my market charts. I
No,
apologize.
no, that's good. That's good. I like the emoji or GIF or whatever meme where the guys look at the charts, and the red line goes past his monitor, past the
Oh
floor,
yeah, it
like
goes
all the way
through
down to the
the
floor.
bottom of the monitor. Yeah.
That is great. People are very creative. 1088 is the low of the pre-market on Neo. The top is going to be 1135. So that's good level there as well. Towards the top above that, highs and lows for the last two trading days looking pretty good. Marshall Easy is already short on Neo from 1164. Great job, man. It's good stuff there. Below the low of the pre-market, we do have a nice daily here at 1044, and then slightly over here around 10 and 19. So some pretty good levels on the daily here. Let's see if we can continue to lose some ground. Right now, getting some support around this 1088, the low of the pre-market. But I like them today. And a very close second is going to be XPEF. XPEF also with earnings as well. That one is moving nicely also. Heading back to our list, we have Baba on deck. So Baba gapping down here. Baba has seen nothing but red days the last couple of trading days. So even on the gap up, turns to red. So everything has been red for them. But today we're gapping pretty to a new low from the last support that we had. We have support here, support here, here. We're dropping even further. We lost this support there. The next one that we see on the daily is going to be 88.64. Now, just be aware when things are dropping like this, if the market decides to push higher, you can get a little bit of a bounce. So again, we've seen a lot of red in the spot of the last couple of days. This could be a bounce back day, but just be aware that if things are going against your direction, don't be stubborn, right? See what the market is doing, and join the party in the correct direction. 87.47 low of the pre-market, 89.26 the high of the pre-market, 86.74 towards the bottom. I think once you put those three levels in, you're pretty much set. You do have your highs and lows of the last two trading days covering you there. Um, uh, uh, Heath is asking, no Tesla or AMD. I thought I added Tesla here. I thought I added Tesla. We talked about it, but yeah, Tesla's another one that yeah, it should be on my list. I'll add that in a second. That's going to be in play today. So there it is, guys. Baba looking good there. Next is going to be again Apple, Nvidia, and Amazon. That's part of our usual suspects list alongside Tesla, right? But I do prefer Tesla quite a bit here. Love the pre-market on Apple 171.93. The high is pretty much stuck between the highs and lows and the previous day close here. So I'm not too worried about that. I like this level much better. That is closer to the price action. This is going to be more important first. Then we can worry about this one in the previous day close. Now, on the daily, if we move to the left, we haven't been down here breaking new ground. We haven't been here since May timeframe. So if we zoom into May, you can see our highs and lows, how well they're matching up with this range that we had on the daily during May. You can see that on there, a couple of highs and lows matching with the daily. And then towards the bottom, if we were to lose that 171.98, we are going to slam a level at 170.60. And then right here over at 168.82. Towards the top, in case we do have a comeback day here, 175.11 above the previous day close is a good one there. You got plenty of really nice levels here on Apple this morning. Here is Nvidia. So Nvidia, it's I like Nvidia today. They had this nice pop on the fourth team. They kind of sold off a bit here, but nowhere near what this move was. So they got ground to go lower because they already set the base. They can go down all the way to 405 if the market is going to be weak. They already extended their range there. So I do like that. Trying to hold here this low of the pre-market over at 425.39. But I love this level here at 426.09, worth marking down because if you look at the pre-market, that is where you're seeing a lot of support. At 426.22, a lot of support happening there. We're testing that even right now. Even although your low is 425.39, that's worth marking down. Towards the top, you're pretty much cover. Towards the bottom, we are going to mark down a 421.23. And then we got a nice level over at 418 before we get this nice little drop down to 405. So good levels there on the daily. Take a look at Amazon now. Amazon, another one of our usual suspects on here, 131.50, low of the pre-market, high of the pre-market sitting at 133.27. And if we drop lower, we're looking at 130.22 and on the daily 129. I mean, that'll be a stretch 129. But again, we'll see what this market brings. Above that, highs and lows and previous day close are doing a great job. We got you covered. POTR, let's take a look here. Man, great day yesterday. Can they do anything similar? Half of what they did yesterday. And we're going to have a really good time here. So 1363 is the low of the pre-market. The high is sitting at 1401. You do got a level here in middle of the high and the low of the pre-market. 1381. That is worth noting there. And that's want to get two levels above and below this range that we are in, right? So you see the range right on here, here as support. And then obviously this morning in the pre-market, you're seeing that range right on there. I see Peter's getting creative with the drawings here. That's pretty good. You did that right in our chat room. Is that one of the features? Very nice. I'll show you guys in a second over on YouTube. 1286, low of the I'm sorry, below the pre-market low here, 1286. It's a good level, and then we won't get 1208, but we are ready just in case. And that does our list, guys. Got a couple of really good ones on here as possible that we can take a look at. Bitcoin, JD, Mara. Those are all good. I am going to add Tesla because I don't know how I missed that one. That we talked about it. This is going to be in play. Low of the pre-market 213.59. The high of the pre-market is going to be 217.96. And then just a couple of lows below in case we do drop further, which again, this market just is bleeding right now, 209.84. And I think you're set. I think that's all you need. All right, excellent. Let's stop here. Let's take a look at the overall market SPY. Yeah, just a lot of red on the screen today. Moderators list. Let's see what you guys got this morning. If you haven't done so already on YouTube, please hit that thumbs up. We're sitting at 92 likes. We'd love to be around 145 is our number. So if you can help us get there, we really, really appreciate it, guys. It does help out the show a lot. We have 206 people watching. So if a few of you guys can, take your finger and just drag it over to a little thumbs up. It makes us very happy inside. Slow down the speed on the treadmill so you don't trip, and just take your phone and just hit the thumbs up. Whatever you're doing, if you're running, just take a water break, take out your phone, and just get it done. Help us out there. Appreciate it. Excellent. 114. Good. We're getting there. We're not responsible for anyone tripping or falling as you're doing this thumbs up. So just want to be disclaimer. All right, moderators list this morning. See, Peter got his going on. Moderators list this morning. We'll start with, who do we have? Mike. Mike, his trading list: Tesla, Nvidia, options list, Amazon, and LUV. That's Southwest. Options for today on Microsoft. Options positions: Microsoft closing today, and KO. Susan, looking at the SPY overall: AMD, Nvidia, secondary list, Apple, XFF, and Baba. Thor's list: Tesla, AMD, Amazon, Uber, Nvidia, and futures. Megan's looking at Tesla as a good one for today. I think we all have that one on our list. Peter, no IPOs, one SPAC for today opening up. And then your list: AMD, Tesla, and XPF. And secondary is going to be scanners, which, by the way, you can get scanners available on tradingterminal.com, guys. So make sure you go there. Tradingterminal.com, free scanners. Peters has his little sad face there for the way the market is right now. And Andrew will be looking at volatility, TQQQ, NVIDIA, Tesla, and AMD. And also he has his JEPI positions on as well, looking aggressive there. So Brian, Tesla, XPEV, YINN, what is that? And Amazon. That is going to be Brian's list for today. Let's take a look at what Brian is throwing at us this morning. YINN. It's a ETF. So yeah, careful on that one, guys. But that is on his list. Excellent, Peter. Did we miss anything? Anything we must have forgot? Are we covered?
No, I think you just really need to be careful out there. It's a red day. It may not continue. Who knows, right? I mean, maybe we'll end up a nice green day. But for the moment, anyways, it's red, and just take what the market gives you. So have a good trading day, and we'll see everybody back here on Monday.
Absolutely. Sam over on YouTube, I highly recommend everyone try the first week access. Thank you for that comment, man. Really, really appreciate it. And it's 100% correct. Try the free access. Use pre-market 24. Gets you in for 7 days. Trust me, you're gonna enjoy the stuff you get available for that $24 price. So take care, guys. Stay safe. We'll see you on Monday. Have an amazing weekend.
Take care, everybody.